Okay, hello and welcome to your reading. Today is Thursday, the 30th of January 2020. This is a reading just for you. We're just going to look at some general themes and events and energies that are coming into your life at the moment. So I thought what we might start with is just to have a look at perhaps the next couple of months. Let's just do 3 months maybe, just to get a feel for what's around at the moment, coming in and out of your life, and the vibrations and the energies for you for the next 3 months. So we're going to start with February. That sounds right. February, March. What if we do February, March, April, and then see how we go from there? I thought we'd just get a little look-see and get an idea of what's happening for you. So thanks for being patient. I wanted to post this earlier in the day, but I've had major technical issues bending my brain. Okay, let's start with this deck. Okay, so what's coming up for you within the next 3 months? Let's have a look at February to begin with. Okay, you've been really busy. You've finished something, you've come to some kind of completion. It looks as though you've been really energetic, building something up for yourself quite intensely. You've been really active with this, whether it's been really physically active or mentally active. Even psychologically, something's been, you've been really busy putting this together for yourself. And in February, you're coming to a place where, okay, cool, that's finished with. That project is over now. So it's time to begin a new project, okay? So in February, good. Okay, cool. All right, so something's finished for you. Some project's finished. It may actually have been some kind of emotional completion as well. It could have been a relationship that's come to a completion. So in February, what it's important for you, now that you've come to this ending and you've got everything kind of, you've got everything in your world, how you kind of wanted to make it be for yourself. And in February, it's time to recognize that that's come to a completion. There will be a new beginning, because wherever something finishes, something new begins. Emotionally, this could be a relationship, or it could just be an emotional satisfaction within yourself. And it's important in February to take some time out to do some reflective self-reflection about this. Think about how you're feeling about what it is that you achieved. Think about how it is that you're feeling within yourself and your relationships with other people, and whether they're quite where you want them to be, and whether they're serving you so that you can be the best person that you deserve to be. And then as you're thinking about this within yourself, think about what it is that you want to instigate for the future. Because when something comes to an end, it's going to leave a gap in your life where something, if you don't make a decision about what you're going to do next, something's just going to come in from the universe to fill in that gap. So if you can take this time out to reflect, even if you do journal writing, if you take photos, go back through your photos or something and just pick out some photos that seem like the best times, the worst times, that inspire some kind of feeling in you about what was happening in the recent past, so that as you progress into the future, you can do it with you can do it purposefully, and you can actually be in charge of what you're going to bring into February to begin this new cycle. Because you are going to be faced with a choice. It could be to do with something. You're very balanced here. You've got action, you've got emotions, and you've got the physical world, which is really nice. You're very balanced here. So that's a good beginning to February. You are going to be faced with some kind of a choice. And as you begin to build up, that's what I was saying, it is important for you that when you begin this new cycle, that you do it deliberately, that you make a choice about what it is that you're going to try and create for yourself. Because if you don't reflect on what it is that you achieved, this could be something to do with work or some other kind of full-on activity. I'm not really sure yet. It could actually be, it feels more like an emotional thing. It feels like some kind of relationship. Not necessarily an intimate relationship. It could just be a friendship or some kind of new some kind of like good position that you've got within your social circle, like you're feeling really comfortable in your social circle and you've worked really hard to get there. So as February comes along, you're going to be making a choice about what you're going to do next. And it does feel as though it's going to have something to do with your finances, something to do with figuring out where to invest your money, even if it's something to do with travel or investing. But yeah, you are going to be thinking about what the best way to invest your energy, basically. Let's leave it with that. You're going to be thinking about the best way to invest your energy as you progress into February. So what I would suggest is that you do take some time out to recognize what you've achieved emotionally, to recognize how you're feeling about that, and to congratulate yourself, because what it is that you've achieved is quite substantial. Not everybody can do that, and you've done it for yourself, so well done. And just be on the lookout for this new thing. Be on the lookout for signs and symbols from the universe. So if you're like walking down the street and you have an idea and it's like, why did I think of that? That could help you with this choice that you're going to be making about where you're going to invest your energy in the future. You might be thinking about future study, or about a new job, or about moving, or undertaking something a little bit different to this. So if you can actually take some time out in February to think about the best way to go from here, that's going to be worthwhile. So let's look at March, what we've got for March. Okay, yeah, because what you're going to be, this choice that you're making in February, in March, you're going to get an opportunity to really add to this. So this is an important choice. So if you can take the time out to really think about what it is that you achieved, it's going to be worthwhile. I would suggest that you really do set aside some time, even if you want to talk to somebody who's a good friend of yours, or somebody who you trust and whose opinion you respect. That would be a good idea, just to help you with this choice that's going to come your way, because it's going to be, the way that you go about this choice is going to be really worthwhile. You're going to be very creative about how you think about this and how you implement it. And when you do it, people are going to be quite impressed with what you do, because it's going to be quite unusual and quite an achievement. And like I said before, it is something, whatever it is that you've achieved, it does feel like something that not everybody can do. So it's been February is a good time to just reflect for you, to reflect on what you've done, what you've achieved in the past, and to really set an intention for yourself in the future. Even if you get a candle, and I don't know if you do any kind of ritual work, but if you get a nice candle and just light that candle and just look into the candle and set your intentions in February for what it is that you want to manifest as you progress through the rest of the year. Because as March comes along, you're definitely getting an opportunity to build on that decision once you put it into action. And when you do build on that decision, it's going to increase your opportunity to grow financially and to grow in the material world. So it's definitely worthwhile taking that time out. Okay, and there is an opportunity for you to actually engage with your intuitive side, to actually, when you're doing this reflective work that I suggest you do, it would be a good idea for you to tap into your, your higher self, to the feminine, the mystery, the things that aren't available to everybody. I really do feel as though you do have some kind of ability to tap into your intuition. I'm not sure if you've ever thought about doing automatic writing, where you just get a sheet of paper and just start writing words. Doesn't matter what it is, don't edit it, don't worry, or even just do some kind of scribble. But in March, it might be a good idea for you to kind of investigate that, because you do have that within you and not everybody can tap into that, and you're being given It's almost like you're being given this opening into the universe to start progressing this, because it feels as though you've got quite at the moment you're in a young body, but you do feel as though you have like an older energy within yourself and around you. And so I feel like you're getting an opportunity to tap into that part of yourself. So part of this choice that you're getting a chance to make might have something to do with really building up this part of you now that you've completed all the things that kind of everybody expects from you in the normal world. As such, you're getting an opportunity to kind of explore outside of that and to be more creative within yourself. Okay, so you really do have this opportunity it is definitely, you're being called on to definitely, you might actually be getting a chance to do some kind of new job or new work or start some kind of new business, because or advance, get some kind of promotion in the business that you're in. And if this is true, the business that you're looking at, it's something that's not ordinarily associated with women. You're going to be kind of this unusual presence in this situation. People are going to sort of take it for granted that you're there, but you're actually stronger than you look. You're a lot wiser and stronger than you come across. So March. So in March, you do have the chance to, whatever this choice is that you make, if you decide to go ahead with something that's going to make you some kind of money, some kind of investment, or some kind of new job that you want to apply for, I would definitely consider going ahead with that. Because you do have the ability in March to build up on this in a really unique way, something really unique about you to build this up. And March, you're already going to start seeing the rewards of this, and you're really going to feel quite satisfied within yourself about what it is that you're building up. It's going to be quite an accomplishment, and it's just naturally going to progress from one stage to the other. It's not going to be a it's not going to be, there won't be a lot of obstacles in this for you. It's going to just progress quite naturally and nicely and not feel like a big strain for you. What was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that was February, March. So that was February and March. So it really feels as though you're at the end of some kind of cycle now. You've achieved something quite substantial. You expended a lot of energy to get there. It was really hard work. You did use your instincts to get there. It might have been quite a physical task to get there as well. You've completed something there, and now you're faced with some kind of choice, and it's important for you to be very very direct about what that choice is going to be, because once you make that choice, things are going to unfold for you quite nicely in the material plane. So to do with work, finances, housing, cars, travel, that kind of thing, it's going to unfold really nicely. And by March, you're already going to be starting to see some really good rewards from investing your energy and time into that. And other people are going to be they're going to underestimate what it is that you can actually do here. They're not going to realize that you have this within you to get going. They don't quite understand how advanced in your life cycle you actually are. You're in this younger body or something, but you're actually more advanced than people give you credit for. So March, April. Let's do April. Have a look at April. Okay, so you definitely don't be freaking out by this card. I don't read it like a broken heart. That's really just the way that these cards are painted traditionally. All this means, it's quite similar energy to this one. Threes are building something up and creating something, and swords relate to your mind. So this really just pretend that that heart's not there. You've got 3 swords, and you also, that's building up on these 3 pentacles. So basically what it's saying is that in February, March, April, you're going to be building up on your ideas around this as well. So you really do have some kind of opportunity for you to really apply yourself in what it is that you're choosing to go ahead with. I don't feel as though it relates to relationships or anything like that. I feel more as though it relates to you personally and your personal financial and your financial gain, your material gain, and your reputation. You're going to be building up your reputation, and it's going to just advance really nicely. People are going to be quite taken with you. They're going to be quite impressed by you, and you're going to surprise some people by the strength and the knowledge and the wisdom that you already have. It's quite a powerful thing. And February, March, sorry, I keep forgetting, but April also, it may be time, like I've told you before, I already said that in February, it's a good idea to just take some time out and reflect on what you've achieved and give yourself credit and tap into your emotions and how you're feeling about that. Because in April, you're going to get another opportunity to just take a little bit of time out. You're doing all this building up. You're being very creative with your resources. You're doing creative thinking, and you're applying your resources quite creatively to build this thing up for yourself. It's like you're actually creating your life for yourself in the next few months. And you're going to get this opportunity to take a little bit of time out to do some more reflection, but in an even deeper way. This may actually even involve you just taking some time out from socializing, kind of retreating into yourself a little bit and thinking about what it really is that matters to you personally, less so than what is popular with other people. You're going to be like really tapping into who you are and what makes you tick and what's important to you, and this is going to just help you even more as you're building this creative endeavor for yourself. And it really does feel as though you're building a life for yourself. April. Oh my gosh, look, yeah, you've got another one. So you've got all this creative energy around you. I don't know if you're actually literally a creative person, like an artist, or if you build things, or if that's what you're thinking of doing. But if you are in any way thinking about that, about being creative, doing something in the creative arts, doing something in the creative realm where you need to use your intuition, where you need to use you need to use your mind, your hands, your heart, all of these resources. If that's something that you're thinking of doing, I would really recommend that you consider that very seriously, because you definitely have this creative energy around you in the next few months. Be careful if you don't want to get pregnant because this creative energy is just really coming your way. If you do want to get pregnant, then, go for it, smash it out, because that's also, that's around. But I do feel as though this has more to do with your reputation, your career, building yourself up as you progress. Just really finding out who you are and building a really solid foundation for yourself as you advance through not even just the next few months, but the next few years. It really feels as though whatever it is that you've completed, now you're at the beginning of this huge new cycle where you really are going to tap into yourself, tap into who you are, tap into your intuitive energies, which is so great. The Hermit lights his own way, he paves his own path, he's very independent, and he doesn't really care what other people say or do or think. He makes his own way in life, and that's really satisfying for him. And when he does that, it gives other people the opportunity to also it kind of gives other people permission to be themselves around you, which is it's an unusual and really important thing. So even if you're thinking of some kind of counseling or mentoring or something, but something where you get to think creatively, act creatively, and apply really strategic choices, really strategic decisions, that seems to be what's going to be significant to you, at least in the next couple of months. I can't remember how many cards we just did, but that was April, February, March, April. Let's do May and have a look anyway. Yeah, okay, so this is guiding energy. This is guiding energy. So if you are thinking about being some kind of leader, being some kind of spiritual counselor, being some kind of guide to people, or even if you're thinking about consulting with somebody to help you with that, I do feel as though that's going to be really worthwhile for you in the future, because you do have this kind of reservoir of wisdom that it feels as though you're not quite sure how to control it yet. You're still trying to figure out how to really harness your power and direct it in the right way, make the best use of it, because there is such a lot of it there. You do have a lot of energy, and particularly a lot of creative energy, and if you can figure out how to channel that energy, it's going to be really successful. And it does feel as though when the Hierophant comes up, it does feel as though this guy is a guide for other people. It means that you're going to be some kind of mentor, or somebody that other people look at and admire and get inspiration from. So that was then May, wasn't it? That was May? Yeah, May. And yeah, there will be some kind of another new beginning in May, another opportunity to probably implement this creativity that you've been investigating. It will be some kind of action. There's going to be there could be a little bit of travel there. There could be an opportunity for a little short journey or something. It may actually be to do with learning this, because it does feel as though what you're trying to do at the moment is acquire knowledge about yourself. So this could be a little journey that's coming up for you. Okay, and when you go on that, you are going to have this revelatory experience where you have to realize that the things in the world that you took for granted and thought were there for certain aren't necessarily always going to be there to support you. So May, wasn't it? In May, it looks as though you're going to experience this new energetic beginning. You may have to actually consult with somebody spiritual, somebody religious, if that's what you do, somebody who you respect and admire and who has quite a lot of wisdom, to help you to navigate this thing that you took for certain, that you took for granted, that you thought was always going to be there to support you, as you realize that that's actually not always going to be there to hold you up. And at some point, and maybe the way that you thought about this was kind of founded on like a false kind of reality for you. So it's going to be some kind of a big opportunity. It's going to be a big lesson in May. May is going to bring you a big lesson. And the thing is, if you can actually figure out a way to work through this, it will help you if this is the kind of figure that you would like to be in the community. If you see yourself as being somebody who's going to guide other people through their own experiences and through their own journeys, this experience is going to be some kind of instigation for you to explore and tap into more of this kind of energy. So that was February, March, April, May. So you're definitely on some kind of new journey right now. It is important for you to be reflective. I would, if you don't keep a written journal, I would keep a photo journal, or just do something creative, because you need to express yourself. That's what it is. You really need to express yourself, because what you have to talk about is quite wise, and it's going to help other people. This is a hard path for a person to follow, because it's not always respected or admired in the community. It's a hard path to follow, but you are a really creative, expressive person. So it's going to be like, even if you don't feel as though you can go this way, it's kind of just going to infiltrate your life anyway. You are going to try and tap into your intuition, and you are going to encounter a point where you're going to have to be quite self-reflective and figure out what your intuition is versus what your ego is, because it feels as though for you, you're an older soul coming in with a lot of energy that's already had a lot of life experiences, and now you're on a brand new cycle where you're starting to build that up again for yourself in this new life that you're living. So let's just have a look at, let's look at your strengths, obstacles, and opportunities. The strengths, obstacles, and opportunities that you have around you and within you to help you get through those next few months. Your strengths, obstacles, and opportunities. Now, these can be the resources that you have within yourself or that are around you that you can draw on. The obstacles can be within yourself or in the actual environment, within your relationships or with other people. And the opportunities are the little signs and symbols that we see every day. Like if you're walking along and you're thinking about something and you find a feather and you think, wow, that feather just sort of feels sort of meaningful to me. Or if you're like, I often see like 3 red cars in a row when I'm thinking about something, and I'm like, what was I just thinking about? Because that must be important, you know. So just create those, be aware of those signs and symbols that come to you in the everyday, you know. Just be really present and mindful and in yourself, and be aware of what's in your environment, because you're going to build up like your own knowledge library of what the guides and what the universe is giving you to tell you that you're on the right track or that you need to make some kind of change. Okay, so everybody, it's individual for everybody. So yeah, so strengths. All right, essentially you're a worthy person. Everything, if karmically, it feels as though you've been through a few lifetime cycles, and in this lifetime you've been found worthy, and you're coming back into this lifetime now with an abundance of value. It's not really, it doesn't really feel as though it's going to be a hard path that you need to travel in this life. It does feel as though if all you need to really do, and I do feel as though you just need to not care so much about what other people are thinking and doing, and focus more on what is significant to you. So it will be important for you to discover those signs and symbols for yourself out in the world, because that's how you're going to realize, that's how you're going to tap into that intuition that you already have. Okay, so you are a little bit prone to not trusting your own mind, and to and it's going to be a little bit of an obstacle for you to get caught up in your own thoughts and to second guess yourself. And if you're an intuitive person, and if you're trying to build up your intuition and build up your creativity, one of the most difficult things is to try and stop thinking, really, to try and stop your mind from trying to overtake, to try and stop your ego from trying to be in charge, when really you just want to tap into your higher self and let your higher self guide you. Because karmically, it feels as though you're actually, on a nice pathway here, like you've been judged in the past, in a past lifetime, and you've been found worthy, and so the lifetime that you're coming into now shouldn't really be a big struggle for you. It's only going to be a struggle if you overthink it and you keep changing your mind about things. So it's why it's important to you to have some kind of journal and be reflecting on things, because you need to figure out, like, if you just write down some things, it's going to give you more clarity. It's going to help you get in touch with your higher self, and to like stop these ego thoughts from intruding in you. Okay, and opportunities. And you're going to be, look out for signs, look out for how things make you feel emotionally. Okay, when you're looking for these signs and symbols in the world as you progress, be on the lookout for messages that come to you, whether somebody delivers a message to you, or whether you hear a song on the radio that resonates with you, or whether you randomly something comes to you from out of the blue. Be aware of how it makes you feel emotionally, how it makes you feel in a sensation type of way. You might actually be empathic. You might actually be clairsentient. You might be somebody whose psychic abilities, it feels like somebody whose psychic abilities are going to come through sharing other people's emotional experiences, which is why it's also going to be really important for you to keep some kind of journal or something to help you separate what is true for you, what's your reality versus what's other people's, like to help you separate what's your truth compared to other people's truths. So that's what you need to look out for, okay? You've been found worthy. This really doesn't need to be a difficult life for you. It's only going to be difficult if you let your mind run away with you. And opportunities coming are these messages that are coming from the angels, the guides, the spirits, your ancestors, whatever it is, however it is that you think about it. Be aware of these messages coming to you, because they're going to help you to navigate this journey of creation and helping. I feel like you're here to be some kind of creative helper. So just be aware of these messages coming your way. Okay, I feel like that's probably it for you at the moment. Let's just do a little archetypal energy. Let's see where you're at right now. Let's see what the energy is around you that's influencing you. See if it's useful, or see if we can like shift it up a little bit. The archetypal energy around you right now. Yeah, okay, cool. So you've got the star, and the star is all about following a direction. It's being aware of looking for the guidance, looking to the universe for guidance, because the guidance will be there. If you can quiet your mind, separate yourself a little bit from other people, doesn't mean you can't go out and do stuff and have fun. It just means that it's going to be important for you to have your quiet time, so that you can actually arrange your reality the way that you need to arrange it for yourself, because you have a lot of thinking and feeling. You're a thinking, feeling person. So for you, definitely the energy that you've got around you is to follow these, to be aware of these messages when they pop up around you, and to follow them, to think, not to think about them, but to acknowledge them, and to trust those messages that are coming to you, because it feels like you could actually be downloading a lot of stuff from the universe. So that's definitely the energy around you, which is really beautiful. It's peaceful, it's beautiful, it's safe. There's nothing scary about it. It's not demonic, it's not angry. It's just beautiful, safe, guiding energy. You've got beautiful guides around you supporting you on this journey. You're on your journey shouldn't be a difficult journey. It's only going to be difficult if you overthink it and make it harder than it needs to be. Okay, so let's leave that there. Thank you so much for letting me work with you. I really appreciated it. It feels like you've got an exciting few months ahead of you. And it actually feels as though you're going to have quite an exciting future ahead of you. If you can make that choice to kind of light your own path instead of just following what everybody else does, trust that, because you have a lot of guides and direction around you. You just need to tap into it and trust it, because you have a lot to offer the world, okay? It's really nice. Okay, namaste. I'm so grateful for working with you, and yeah, I will maybe talk to you again. Okay, see ya.